We're back for another video, and we're at the quarter-final stage of both Basel and Vienna. And Vienna is looking very hot right now because Jannik Sinner is demolishing everyone in sight. He looks like he can do some real damage again in this event. The question is, can anyone stop him in the draw? Here we go. Let's get into it. So, quarterfinals in both Vienna and Basel. Jannik Sinner, the number 1 seed there in Vienna. He's still there. I've got João Fonseca as my player to watch, my wild card of the year. Of course, I would like to see him do better than Tien and beat Ben. So I'm going to have a keen eye on that match. But let's focus on Vienna and Jannik Sinner. He is not the world number 1, but Alcaraz is not playing this event. And when he's not there, it looks very difficult for anyone to stop him. He's produced a fantastic display against fellow Italian Caboli, who is a very good player. And he now has a stat, which I think is very impressive, and that is 17-0 against fellow Italian players. And when you look at the draw, I'll get it back up in a second. I think there's another 2 Italians in there. So you've got Matteo Berrettini and Lorenzo Musetti. So it doesn't bode well for either of them if they are to face Jannik Sinner. But there's still some tennis to be played until then. And I really can't see past him. You've got Zverev at the bottom, the number 2 seed. I think that's going to be really tough because he's not in great form. But we know he can be a very good player on the indoor hard courts. But nobody is as good as Jannik Sinner on the indoor hard courts. And the stats for him are phenomenal. Let's put it up here. It is 18 consecutive indoor hard court wins. And that is 59 tour level quarterfinals at only 24 years old for Jannik Sinner. His forehand quality was right up there with some of the best we've seen all year. I think only Djokovic was quite close. He was second on the list. We've got this stat for just general performance ratings. I always find it fascinating how they work this out. But I do trust it because I remember watching that Sinner match in Rome against Ruud. I watched the full match and Sinner was sublime that day. To put it into perspective, here in Vienna, he produced a 9.61, Medvedev a 9.53, Alcaraz 9.47. It's serious numbers. And when you can play at that level, then nobody can stop you. And I think if we are to see a Jannik Sinner at the ATP finals on the indoor hard courts produce any performance above a 9, I think that will be enough to beat Carlos Alcaraz. However, Carlos Alcaraz, as we know, has also a big performance in there. I do feel like these conditions, the indoor hard courts, is more Jannik Sinner. And we saw that evidently at the Six King Slam. I know it's an exhibition, but there was a lot of money still at stake, and Jannik Sinner was victorious. Having a look at this stat, this is just this year. So the 5 players with the best winning percentage on the ATP Tour. I want to give a shout out to Casper Ruud. He is the 5th best player statistically with the winning percentage this year, 73.6%. And that comes after winning an event in Stockholm where he beat Ugo Umber, I believe, in the final. We know there's a really good player in there. I just don't think with Casper Ruud he has enough against these real top players. And I think even a really informed Jack Draper, a Taylor Fritz playing well, I think Casper Ruud does struggle against them too. Of course, he has that real experience on the clay courts, which maybe some of these players don't have. But definitely a fantastic player. I'll give him a shout out. But Jannik Sinner, second, 44 wins, 6 losses. We know he missed some time off the tour after his suspension, but yet he's got an 88% win record. Carlos Alcaraz even more sublime, really. 67 wins, 7 losses. This is crazy numbers. And it is just like the big three, really. Jack Draper, another one, need to say big shout out. 30 wins, 9 losses. Now he's suffering an injury. Hopefully he is fit for the Australian Open. And Djokovic, he's there again. Another year. He's not played many matches, but still wins 35 matches, loses 11. And we're not finished yet. So there's still some time left on tour. Me and Ben are going to hopefully bring you some really cool content from Italy at some point, going through the Davis Cup, which we're very disappointed Jannik Sinner will not be there. It appears to be, but let's hopefully, you never know, that could change. We've got some time yet. And hopefully we'll go to a challenger as well in Bergamo. But back to the last 8 in Vienna and Basel. We've got the graphics here. If I am to have a look at this one first, Jannik Sinner versus Bublik. Bublik, another player who's done fantastically well. He's beaten Jannik Sinner this year. He's had the best season of his career. I think he is a real dark horse for this tournament. And I think Sinner's got a really tough draw. Having Sinner, Bublik, Dimonor and Berrettini on your half is, for me, tougher than Greeks, Zverev, Musetti and Mutet. The reason being, I don't think he's going to be too bothered about these guys. I think the real challenge is Bublik. And if he gets through Bublik, I don't see him losing. So I'm going to go with my prediction. And I'm going to go for really 2 close sets and Jannik Sinner to beat Bublik. I will have Dimonor beating Berrettini in 3 sets. Maybe surprise some people. I'm going to have Musetti beating Mutet in straight sets. And this one, I'm going to be going for Talon Griekspoor to upset Sasha Zverev and win in 3. Let me know your thoughts in the comments section below. Let me try and get to the other graphic. 1 second. Here we go. I'm just going to give you a quick one with this because I've not spoke about it and everything else. But I'm going to be having Ugo Humbert winning. I'm going to be going for Casper Ruud to beat Fokina, keep the run going. I am praying Joao Fonseca can do something magic because I really need the points. In fact, I need him to win this tournament. And at the bottom, I'll be going for Felix. I probably would say Felix is the player I think will win this event. I think he's fantastic on the indoor hard courts. Don't write him off. And he could have a really big end to the year. But there we go. That is my thoughts of these tournaments in Europe right now. Let me know yours in the comments section. And me and Ben will be back very soon for a podcast to speak about all of the action. But Jannik Sinner right now looks unplayable. Very, very good form. And he's hitting the ball so hard. Let me know your thoughts in the comments section. And I'll see you soon.